We're like this. Hello everyone, welcome to this week's SD. All right, before we start our SD session, can both the team introduce themselves?
Hi, I'm Shanam Swarnakar and I will be the coach for Team Frictionless UX.
Good evening, everyone. This is Ananya here, part of Team Frictionless UX.
Good evening, everyone. This is Shuchanda, part of a Team Frictionless.
Hello everyone, I'm Yashata and I'm part of Team Frictionless UX.
Hi everyone, I'm Darshana Adam. I'm UI UX designer at Deep Thought and today I'm coach for Team Quiet UX.
Hello everyone, my name is Shubham Dubey. I am from Team Quiet UX.
Hello everyone, this is Vajra Kalekar and today I'm representing Team Quiet UX.
Hello everyone, I'm Anushri Soni. I work as a data champion in DT and today I'm a part of Team Quiet UX.
Well, thank you everyone for introducing yourselves. This is Nandini and I'm going to moderate the session.
This is Dalia here and I am going to be the co-moderator for today's session.
Today's Socratic dialogue is going to be on the topic how UX concepts are used in the projects and daily life. We have two teams who are going to discuss the very same and interesting possibilities. So which team would like to go first?
Okay, we will go first.
Okay, Team Quiet UX, you can begin the pitch, but before that, you could explain the reason of your the name that you chose and also summarize your pitch in 1 to 2 sentences.
Yes. So, give the best user experiences, those shout, they support and they guide. And our pitch will be about a mobile app designed to help remote workers stay focused and emotionally steady, not by taking more features, but by doing less.
Okay, thank you. You can now start your presentation and keeping in mind the time limit of 3 minutes.
Okay. So we believe that UX isn't just about screens or buttons. It's behavioral design in disguise. And in our case, it's about protecting mental energy. That's why our interface is calm and the timer starts with one tap with mood tracking. Moving on, why people push when they should pull. So if someone opens our app and feels overloaded or unsure, we have failed. So everything in Focus Buddy is designed to feel clear, gentle, and respectful because attention is sacred for a user. Moving on.
So how are we testing UX? Is it just screen? But the focus buddy isn't just about screens, it's about real behavior during someone's workday. We are testing assumptions like do users understand these focus sessions? Do they find tracking useful? Instead of doing surveys, we are running the A/B test to watch how people used the app in context. Moving forward. Yeah, so are we just watching the user or are we questioning them? So if a user has opened the app but did not start or they skipped the mood check-in, if we had just asked them, we would have caught that. So we watched real sessions quietly. We saw the hesitation in the flow. Moving forward, and how are we applying these UX principles to real world? We think the users wanted mood tracking every time, but when tested, people skipped it a lot, so we changed it. Added a skip button, reduced prompt frequency, auto hit the prompt if skipped 3 times, kept mood logs quick and emoji based. Over to you, Anushri.
Discussing our UX model, when we were designing Focus Buddy, we realized that users don't want a lot of features. They just want things to feel smooth and optional. So we focused on making the app feel the same, quiet and thoughtful. We provide them with a little context when it's helpful and always let them decide. This helps us to make people trust our app and actually come back to it. Discussing the real world scenario. Next slide. The real world scenario is way complicated and different. Some want fixed routines, but others just want flexibility to adapt to the cycles. So instead of trying to force a one size fits all approach, we just make the system adaptive. Concluding this, Focus Buddy is about creating space and not just about tracking the time. We didn't build this to push people to do more. We built it to support them gently when they're trying to improve themselves. And that's why we offer a quiet, respectful UX with our app Focus Buddy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your pitch, Team Quiet UX. Now, Team Frictionless UX, you can ask questions if you have. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I have a question. Like, according to you, what is that one feature in your UX design which makes it a very good UX design and it helps the customers as well?
So one good feature about our UX design is it is minimalistic. It does not throw a lot of features into the to show the user. It's just have a small. It just will show the timer. They can click on the timer. Their timer will start. And they can pause or reset the timer. This is just a minimalistic application.
Does that
What
answer your
I have a question. May I ask the question?
just want to
So,
confirm, Yashita, that like Team UX has answered the question properly.
yeah, I have a follow-up question. Like, how is it beneficial for the customer? What benefit does it provide to the customer?
Is it related to minimalistic or the overall application?
Like you said, it is minimalistic. So, how is it beneficial to the customer if it is minimalistic?
So, if an application have lot of features and elements in their screen, user can feel cognitive load. There can be cognitive load, and user can feel frustrated and confused because while seeing lots of feature. But if we make a screen minimalistic with a few important features only and such features which are understandable by the user, then there is a reduce in cognitive load and we can guide user easily.
Does that answer your question, Yashita?
So I would like to ask a question. What exactly is the benefit or what exactly is the goal of this particular app? What exactly does it value provides to the user? What value does it provide?
Track the focus and to improve it for the remote workers.
How precisely, like suppose if somebody skips logging the mood, what is the process after that? If he continues skipping the mood, or if he doesn't even log into the app at all. So what you do in that condition?
That just reflects that maybe we are missing something in our UI UX design, and our whole the discussion is based on that only. So we will try to improve our UI UX based on that. That why is the person missing logging off or logging in? Is it causing a problem? Is it hard to adapt? Is the user not able to adapt to the behavior changes? Or as Darshana mentioned, that is it providing any cognitive load?
But it's about the app itself. How would you bring the user to the app? Won't you be sending notifications, something like that? To build up that engagement, to have him coming into the app again and again?
Okay, we can send notification, but our app is not like mental wellness app, it's for the user to just have a focus like timer if they are doing certain work, so they can concentrate for the time being they are doing that work. So mostly we are focusing on that feature only. And as I said, like logging on emotions is optional. They can skip. Okay, but they are focusing on certain work, and their insight has been seen that you have focused this much of time, and this work you have done. They can see that insight.
You're telling to the user what time of the day or what times of the day is more focused and what times of the day is a bit, dragged off or not feeling well, isn't it?
Yeah,
No, not
plus
exactly. But we are not telling that this is the perfect time for you to focus on your work. We are just trying to understand the user's mood, and according to that, we are going to, begin the focus session. And after the focus session, we are asking if the user is feeling better before beginning the session, and how is he feeling after ending the session. We are just tracking the mood of the person, and we are keeping it in the insights so that the person may know that the focus session has helped me.
Okay, but it is not about, developing that focus, isn't it? Like suppose at a certain time of day is not able to focus. So you're not providing any particular feedback to improve his focus at that particular time of the day where he is weak, isn't it?
Yes, we are not.
providing with like just basic compliments or nudges, but we are not actually making them to do that. We are not controlling them or micro-judging them. That's the main focus
Right.
of our app.
But we can do that like in the A/B testing we are doing to observe if the screens matters or the user's thoughts matters the most. There we can do this A/B testing and find out whether the users are comfortable. Like, are they prioritizing the minimalistic future we had before, or are we, prioritizing this like they are based on the likings of the user?
So if a person continually skips the mood logging, would you keep that feature or would you remove that feature?
If person continuously skip logging, okay, after like a few times we see if the person is skipping again and again, we can show them an option for do not show me again, this option CTA. So they can click on it and we won't show that mode logging to them, but we can have a at the side other CTA where they can, if they want to, if afterwards they want to log them out, they can log it manually, but we won't be asking them.
Right. So it will kind of help the individual understand himself much better and how he is productive throughout the day and at which hours is not that much productive, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Got it.
Sorry
Got
for
it.
interrupting, and the questions were really nice, but keeping the time slot in between. I hope we will move to the next team.
Sure.
Okay, so team frictionless UX. Before starting the pitch, you could just summarize your pitch in 1 to 2 sentences and also give the reason of why did you name your team.
Yeah. So we named our team as Frictionless UX. This is because the name reflects our core belief, which is great UX should remove cognitive friction. Users shouldn't have to stop and think. So frictionless UX stands for creating experiences where the interface disappears and clarity flows. And talking about the presentation, this presentation redefines UX as a universal principle, not limited to screens, but present in every interaction where design meets behavior, grounded in the thought leadership, and real world examples.
Okay, you can now start your presentation keeping in mind the time limit of 3 minutes.
So UX is everywhere beyond screen and scrolls. So UX is about frictionless experiences across all touch points, not just digital UI. Let us take an example of Swiggy. Swiggy doesn't just deliver food, it designs the full experience from craving to doorstep. From browsing food to real time delivery tracking, Swiggy guides user decisions without needing instructions. The app's layout, categories, filters, and real time updates make ordering intuitive. Can we move to next slide, please? Okay. Why do people push when they should pull the door? When user makes mistake, it's due to poor affordance, not poor intelligence. So, keeping in mind the example of Swiggy, earlier version of Swiggy had similar icon of offers and ratings. User kept clicking the wrong icon, expecting the deal but landing on reviews. This confusion wasn't due to the user; it was a poor visual hierarchy and affordance. Over to Shivam. Daita.
Yeah. Uh,
Sorry, over to Yashita.
Yeah, Shita, you can continue.
So yeah, when you talk about how do you test UX when it's not just on screen, so we can use various assumptions about not just user behavior but about the interface as well, how well the interface looks. So if we talk about the example of Swiggy, so when we talk about the UX of Swiggy and we consider the aspect of ad instructions part, so users usually find it very difficult to find the ad instruction part at the checkout point because there are a few confusions with that UX. So what we need to do is we need to test any feature that we're introducing and track if the feature is useful to us and how it looks or not. And we should also consider the fact if the users are using it or just looking at it and abandoning it. Next slide. Yeah. Now the question arises, should we just watch a user and the user patterns that are we are considering and we are coming across, or just ask the user about them through an interview or a survey? So when we talk about watching the patterns is a data format. We get the data of the user format, like what the users are doing, and it is a very reliable data. And if you talk about asking them questions and taking surveys, the information is very biased. So what we want is a combination of the two. Rely on the user data patterns that we are using, but also ask questions where it is needed. Next slide. Now, if you talk about UX principles and applying it to a real world, so it is all about testing and assumptions and then just implementing all that. So we need to test various assumptions and find the best assumptions and the assumptions we can use further to like make the best UI out of it. So if we talk about, can you please move back? If we talk about the Swiggy example, there are a lot of unclear things. The scheduled orders are considered very intuitive, and many skip through it, many skip through the mapping as well. So we should consider a lot of factors like assumptions, then we go to observation and the frictionless flow. Next slide.
So Chanda here.
Yeah. Yes. So our UX model, our design model works the same everywhere, apps or real life. First, we observe what users struggle with. Then we step into their shoes, test small changes and improve. For example, Swiggy saw user fail at using promo codes, so they tested better placement and timing to reduce the confusion. Moving forward, where gets complicated and what we do about it. So UX breaks when we design our ideal user. Swiggy's voice search didn't work in some smaller towns because it didn't catch the local accent. So they added the language, options, and manually entry. We always design for real world messaging, not perfect conditioning. Next slide. Why our UX philosophy matters? Because UX isn't just flashy design, it's about making the life easier. Swiggy saw more success by reducing checking out steps and adding fancy features. When users forget the tech and just get that they need, that's great UX we build by watching, not guessing. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Team Frictionless UX. Over to Team Quiet UX to ask your questions.
Okay, one question I have that you said that you will take user data and check it for any features if they want or not, like track their interactions, everything. So wouldn't that feel invasive for some peoples, for some users?
For checking their data.
Yes.
But we aren't getting their private or personal data. We are just testing out how those UI features or UX features are working out. Like the example was given that, the cart and offers button was same, something like that. So we have to change that button so that the buttons become intuitive to press and not, they have to think a lot about it. It should be intuitive. That's the main point.
And
It should
adding
not
on to
be,
that,
yeah, Varshita.
also in the privacy policy, it is very well mentioned about everything, all the data that we are collecting. So it is not invasion of privacy because you have accepted the terms of the policy before you try to use the app.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Any more questions?
Okay, so I have one more question. What do you mean by a frictionless approach in your app?
So frictionless simply means that there should not be any friction, in the sense that people should not think like whether it is, like for example, the door example that was given, push or pull. It should be intuitive. Like if suppose we are pressing a button, we know that button means we are adding this food to our favorites, and not that we are adding to cart. Adding to cart is different than adding to favorites. So there should be this division, while at the same time it should be very intuitive, right? There should not be any friction to understand the UI. Like I have to understand whether to press this button and this will take me to the orders with, or this will take me to my own profile. And navigating through the UI, like I should know where the profile is. I should know where the orders are stored. I should know where the favorite foods are stored. All right. So knowing all those things intuitively, like if I press on the three straight lines on the left top corner, I will get the menu, and from there I can go to the profile section. So it should become intuitive according to the user's, experience that has been uh, like in the modern era right now, where apps are designed like that. So it should be frictionless in the sense that it should not let the user think twice whether one particular feature should be. It should become intuitive. That's the point.
And also, I want to add into that whenever as Swiggy is a model for everyone, everyone wants to, so it needs to be very simple in very simple language that anyone can understand. Like there are a lot of native language, as Swiggy also adapt that to add that into their UI, that native language also be included there. So that's why we are calling it frictionless, because it's for everyone. It's not for a specific community, it's for everyone.
Basically, to add on to what Sitendra said, frictionless UX is about respecting the user's time, attention, and their intuition.
Are you satisfied with the answer?
Yes, so I have just one more question. So frictionless and intuition are two different things, right?
Frictionless and intuition. Well, let's suppose there is a friction in app. What does friction means here? Friction means that the user has to go through a lot of, like he has to search on Google and find out where this particular feature lies. So that is friction, and that is wasting the user's time. And he might not use that app ever again because he has to waste 5 minutes of his time going through YouTube and Google and finding out that where that feature particular lies. Where can I change the name, my profile name, or where can I change my number? So that is defined as friction. Now, opposite of that is it should become intuitive, like in the sense that it should naturally flow. Like I have used particular apps in the past, and this app must be resonating with that in some similar manner. So if I go to my profile section, there must be that option to change my name and my phone number. But there are some apps like that where you cannot even find your profile, and let alone, you're changing your phone number and all. So that wastes a lot of time, as well as, the experience also degrades of the user. So that is termed as friction, and the opposite of that is frictionless.
I hope this answers your question.
Yes.
Okay. And now, when ample questions have been asked and answered, and time is running out, and with the interest of time, we can end the second round. Before moving on, I would like three reflections now before we end this week's Socratic dialogue. So, who would like to go first?
I'd like to go first. I think
Sure.
it was a very informative session because talking about UX, if you talk about UX, UX should be simple. we should not focus on adding a lot of features, but improvising the features that we already have, that are already existing. That is what is required.
Thank you, Yashita. Next reflection, please.
Okay, now I want to give my reflection. So UX is very important as we can say that it's need to be frictionless. Like nowadays we use in UX free workaway, like where you can see what tab works for what. So it's very descriptive. Some small description arrives when you click on that, or when you just go through the mouse or something on that. So that's very important in terms of UX, which we are using nowadays. So yeah, that and the whole session was very interesting. Like that's we discussed so much about it, how much these things are important to improve our UX experience. So, yeah.
Thank you, Suchinda. One last reflection.
Yeah, I would like to go next.
Sure.
Yeah. So this session helped me to deeply understand what UX exactly means. So each slide reinforced that UX isn't about visual appeal. It's about designing pathways that feel natural to the users and which will reduce the cognitive load of the users and adapting to the system to real world human behavior. And tools like behavioral observation and ethical data use and their iterative testing all contribute to shaping the experience that are not only functional but also meaningful. So, yeah.
Thank you, Ananya. Thank you to both the teams for being wonderful participants and giving so much insights. Thank you all for being part of the